Welcome! In this playthrough of Marvel Champions, a card game, we have Wolverine and Deadpool taking on an Expert Rhino with a limited card pool. So down at the table, thought I'd start with our heroes first. So our card pool, we're just using the Wolverine and Deadpool hero packs along with the core box. So that's our card pool. Deadpool, I am just using his pre-con deck with just one minor change. I'm taking out Frenemies and putting in Bob, Agent of Hydra. No good reason. I just like Bob, the Agent of Hydra. So with that, he has a thwart of 2, attack of 2, defense of 1. His ability is Regenerating Degenerate. Force interrupt. When you would be defeated, instead set your hit point dial to 1. Change to alter ego form and add an acceleration token to the main scheme. Hand size of 5, hit points of 9. Then on his alter ego side, he's got a recovery of 8. Breaks the fourth wall. As an action, discard a card from your hand. Search your deck for a Deadpool event and add it to your hand. Hand size of 6 on this side. This is my first time playing Deadpool, so we'll see how that goes. Then for Wolverine, he's got 2 for thwart, attack, and defense. Healing factor as a response after the player phase begins. Heal 2 damage. Hand size of 5, hit points of 10. Alter ego, recovery of 6. And for setup, search your deck and discard pile for Wolverine's claws upgrade and put it into play. Hand size of 6 on this side. And his claws are a permanent. As a hero action, exhaust it. Choose an attack event in your hand and take damage equal to its printed cost. Play that event, ignoring its resource cost, and that attack gains piercing. I figured I'd go over real quick how I build decks. So, of course, with that, he's got his base 15 cards, so nothing to do about that. So that's 15 out of minimum 40 card deck. I usually always put in the 3 basic dual resources, and depending on my aspect, in this case I'm going with aggression, I've got the 2 power ofs. So right there I've got 20 cards, so I only need 20 more cards to fill this out. So I typically try to have at least 6 allies. Thinking this one I've got 7, and then I fill out. So we've got Psylocke, Sunfire, Tigra, and the Hulk are our aggression allies. So I'll just sit them out like that. Then I've also got Nick Fury, Mockingbird, and Colossus for a few more allies in there from the basics. Also have the Helicarrier in there. And then filling that out, I have 2 combat trainings, 2 relentless assaults, and then 2 mean swings, 3 uppercuts, and 3 out of my ways. So you can see there I've got 3, 6, 9, and 10, 3, 6, 9, and 10 more cards. So I've got 20 up there and 20 down here. So that's our 40 card deck construction for Wolverine. And then for our villain and encounter cards, we've got our obligations for Logan and Wade, so they're definitely going in the stack. And we've got our standard cards, so they'll get shuffled in to form our encounter set. Since we're going an expert, we're going to add those 3 expert cards into here. And since someone has the pool aspect, we're going to take the Crisis of Infinite Deadpools. That will get shuffled in here, but the rest of the cards get set aside. Basically what that card does is when it comes up, reveal the set aside Dreadpool Minion and Dreadful Deed side scheme and shuffle the rest of the cards into the encounter set and then remove this. So this just gets set aside until it's needed. Along with our Wolverine Nemesis cards, they'll get set aside, and our Deadpool Nemesis cards also get set aside. Then for Rhino, since we're playing Expert, get his 3 cards. The first one gets set aside. We'll be starting with Rhino 2. It's got a scheme of 1, attack of 3. When revealed, search encounter deck and discard pile for the break-in and take side scheme and reveal it. Then we shuffle the encounter deck, and of course we'll go over this once we get that far. So the breaking and taken, or there we go, breaking and taken side scheme. When revealed, place an additional threat per player here. So that's going to start with 2 plus the 2. And then our main scheme is the break-in. So on this side it's telling you about the contents, Rhino 1 and 2, but since we're playing in expert mode, we're Rhino 2 and 3. Got the Rhino standard counter sets right here, and one modular set. They recommend the bomb scare. So we've got these, which will get shuffled in here, and the rest of those will get shuffled together to make our encounter deck. And then on the other side, we've got a threshold of 7 per threat, per player of threat. So once this gets to 14, we'll lose. And when we start the game, it will have 0, but beginning of every villain phase, it's going to be 1 per player. All right, shuffle up our encounter deck. Then we'll get our heroes set up. Logan, Wolverine, get 6 cards. After we do our little bit of shuffling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, helicarrier, some healing, track by scent, I like. Combat training ×2. Let's see. It's not terrible to have. We'll draw 4. Relentless assault, lunging strike, slice and dice, and berserker fury or frenzy. Then we go looking for his claws and put that into play. And over here, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, got his katana, the bomb, I got this, his other katana. Now do we just keep the katanas and maybe a kid? All right, barely a scratch, dog pull, and head pull. There's all our allies pretty much. All right, we're gonna flip over and bring in the helicarrier. Max 1 per player. It's an action, exhaust it, choose a player, reduce the resource cost of the next card that player plays this phase by 1. And we're gonna go ahead and use that. We're going to thwart for 2 first. And since our next card is cheaper, track by scent, hero action, remove 3 threat from a scheme. If this removes the last threat from that scheme, draw 2 cards. So that is out. And we draw into Mockingbird and an uppercut. Nothing we can play, but oh well, we got to see more cards. Then over here, flipping over, just go ahead and put in both of our katanas. So that costs 2. And that one costs 2. And that's going to end our turn. Oh wait, he gets to do something. He'll attack for 2. And then end our turn. Over here, we're going to keep Mockingbird. Strength, got our cabin, an uppercut, and power of aggression. And over here, cut upper, cable, a montage, healing factor, and maximum effort. Villain phase, we get 2 threat. Then Rhino sets off to attack. Starting over here, we're just going to take it a base 3, just 3. And then over here, same thing, see if we get that lucky. 4. And then we get encounter cards. First one, armored Rhino suit. Attached to Rhino, and any amount of damage would be dealt to Rhino, place it here instead. And if there's at least 5 damage here, discard the armored Rhino suit. And over here, we've got some demons. You may flip to alter ego. Exhaust slogan to remove this from the game, or you are stunned and confused. Well, we'll flip to alter ego, and then go ahead and exhaust to remove this from the game. And pass first player. Alright, we're going to start with a cut upper. So here I action deal 5 damage to an enemy and stun that enemy. So he gets stunned, 5 damage when on a suit, but when it does get 5, it gets discarded. Then maximum effort, take any amount of damage up to your remaining hit points, deal an equal amount of damage to an enemy. We're going to take 4 damage to deal 4. Then we're going to flip over and recover for 8. And over here we will flip over. We are going to use his ability to exhaust that, take 3 damage, and then play this. Does give it piercing, but it doesn't matter. So 5 damage down to 19. Then we'll make our next card 1 cheaper to bring in Mockingbird. Thwart a 1, attack a 1/3 health. After she enters play, stun an enemy. Fortunately, already stunned. But we will use her to thwart for 1. Then we'll bring in our cabin. It's an alter ego action. Exhaust it. Shuffle a Wolverine card from your discard pile into your deck. Probably could have done that first, but oh well. That's going to end her turn. Getting 5 cards. Psylocke, Out of My Way, Slice and Dice, Genius, and Sunfire. And over here we get Barely a Scratch, Get Good, our Truck, Healing Factor, and Yoo-Hoo, and Not My Responsibility. So villain phase, we get 2 more threat, up to 3. And then Rhino's going to scheme for a base 1, 2, 3. It goes to attack over here, loses stunned. And encounter cards. Shadows of the Past, that's not good. So when revealed, reveal your set-aside Nemesis minion, put it into play, engage with you. Then we reveal our set-aside Nemesis side scheme and put it into play. And shuffle the rest of your set-aside Nemesis encounter set into the encounter deck. If our minion did not enter the game this way, this card gains Surge. So our Nemesis minion is Butler, scheme a 2, attack a 1/3 health. Force interrupt, when he schemes, place that threat on involuntary procedures if able. And involuntary procedures, forced response. After Deadpool takes any amount of damage, place a threat here. Then if there's 10 or more threat here, remove this card from the game. Comes in with 6 threat. And then these 3 cards get shuffled into here. All right. So 6 threat. And then the Merc with the mouth. Nice, we get to see all these new cards. It's my first time playing. Give to the Wade Wilson player. Exhaust each ally you control. Allies you control cannot ready. Other players cannot resolve player card abilities during your turn. Force response. After the player phase ends, if you have not talked this phase, discard this card. Was it something I said? So it's going to get quiet for a little bit. Maybe. After the player phase ends. So the player phase is about to begin. All right. After the player phase ends, if you have not talked this phase, discard this card. We didn't talk during that phase, so it just gets discarded. All right, Rhino attacks. Mockingbird's going to defend. So it's base 3, 4 damage. And attacking over here, Sunfire's going to defend for him. And he's out. Then encounter cards, +1. Mutated Soldier, Schema 1, attack for 2, 6 health, toughness. After he activates, heal all damage from it. And then Stampede, Rhino attacks you. The character is damaged by this attack. That character is stunned. We're going to have Deadpool meta knowledge that. So as a hero interrupt, when an encounter card is revealed, cancel all of its effects and discard it. Take a damage for each icon in its boost to area, which is just 1. So we will take a damage, and after Deadpool takes any amount of damage, place a threat here. Then if there's 10 or more threat here, remove that card. And then Hydra Mercenary, Schema 1, attack of 0, 3 health, and guard. Then we'll pass first player. Okay, we're going to do this. Exhaust it, take a damage. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. This attack gains piercing. And we took a damage, so that's up to 8. Then we'll do it again to finish off this guy. So we're up to 9. Then we're going to play It Ain't Over, attached to the main scheme. Increase the target threat value of the attached scheme by 2 for each acceleration token on it. Right now it's nothing, but eventually might get some on there. Then we're going to do maximum effort, hero action, take any amount of damage up to your remaining hit points, deal an equal amount of damage to an enemy. We're going to take 5. So that takes him down to 9. And we took damage, which we'll put one more up to here, so that's up to 10. If there's 10 or more here, remove this card from the game. Then we're going to thwart for 2. And flip over. For him, after the player phase began, heal 2 damage. Use a Helicarrier to make our next card 1 cheaper to bring in Nick Fury. Thwart a 2, attack for 2, 3 health. After he enters play, choose 1, remove 2 threat from a scheme, draw 3 cards, or deal 4 damage to an enemy. At the end of the round, if he's still in play, discard him. We're going to use his ability to draw 3 cards. Got Out of My Way, Colossus, and Relentless Assault. Then we're going to use our Claws ability to exhaust that, take 2 damage, cost of a card. That's going to give it piercing. Deal 5 damage to a minion with piercing, which will get rid of the tough. And the 5 damage will get rid of him. Then we're going to bring in Jubilee. Thwart a 1, attack a 1, 2 health. After she enters play, choose an enemy. We're choosing Rhino. Until the end of the phase, while Wolverine or Jubilee is making basic attack against that enemy, they get +2 for that attack. So he's attacking for 4. Jubilee attacks for 3. And Nick will attack for 2 which takes him down from this version. Flipping to the next version, Schema 1, attack of 4. Comes in with toughness. When revealed, stun each hero. And he's got 16 health per player. So toughness, stun each hero. Wade is not a hero at the moment, just an alter ego. And 32 health. And we'll end her turn. Get 6 cards over here. Yoo-hoo, self-confidence, pool inspection, get ragey, armed to the teeth, and Bob, agent of Hydra. And over here we get 5, power of aggression, the Hulk, energy, Tigra, and a mean swing. So we get 2 threat. Get the right color token. Then scheming over here for base 1. Attached to your identity. So treat your identity's printed text box as blank. It's an alter ego action. Spend 2 mental resources to discard this. Bummer, he's only got 1. So he schemed for a total of 1. Then attacking over here, Nick defends. So base 4, just 4. Then encounter cards. Got the Sandman, Schema 2, attack of 3, 4 health, comes in with toughness. And over here, I'm tough. Give Rhino a tough status card. If he already has a tough status card, this card gains Surge. And that goes into an advance. The villain schemes for base 1, 2, 3. So up to 7. Pass first player. Start of the player phase. Gain 2 health. Alright, we're going to do Jubilee's going to thwart or attack for 1 to get rid of toughness. And that's going to get her out. Then we're going to thwart for 2. Down to 5. Then we're going to bring in the Hulk. Cannot thwart. Attack of 3, 5 health. After he attacks, discard the top card of your deck. If that card's printed resource has physical, deal 2 damage to an enemy. Energy, deal a damage to each character. Mental, discard Hulk. And wild, all the above. He's attacking into Rhino. Wait, was that right? Math. We're doing 3. It's down to 29. Then we discard a card and he's going to deal 2 more damage. Which we'll do up here. Then we will bring in Tigra, thwart 1, attack of 2, 3 health. After she attacks and defeats a minion, heal a damage from her. I'm sorry, she does not give out autographs. And she will attack for 2. All right, we're going to do a recovery to heal 8, which takes us to 9. And after an identity makes a basic recovery, exhaust Chimichanga to ready that identity. Then we'll flip over. Then we're going to bring in Bob. So this is going to give us 3 resources. We only need 2. So he's got a thwart of 1, attack of 1, but no consequential damage, 2 health. After he, well, let's wait a second. We're going to use that to take a damage, to deal 2 damage with piercing. This now brings us double resources, which still brings in Bob. After your initial play, deal 2 damage to an enemy or remove a threat from a scheme. It's going to deal 2 damage to take out the Sandman. Then we are going to take any amount of damage up to our remaining hit points to remove an equal amount of threat from a scheme. So we're going to take 5 to remove that. Then we'll have Bob attack for 1. Then we're going to ready an ally. That ally gets +1 attack until the end of the phase. And then he can attack for 2. And, oh yeah, guess he still gets to do something. He'll attack for 2. Then end her turn, ready a bunch of stuff. And we will discard that, drawing 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Barely a scratch, exhausting personality. I got this. This card is fire and a healing factor. And we get 5 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is just enough to go through our deck. Got a mean swing, out of my way, regenerative healing, uppercut, and I got better. Getting a counter card for going through our deck. And shuffle. Then we get 2 threat. And Wolverine is going to get attacked for base 4. We can live through that. But if Hulk does something later, it might kill us. Oh well, we'll just take it. So it's a base 4. Oh wait, we're +1 from that, so that's 3. So we're taking 6 damage. Then Rhino goes to attack over here. Tiger is going to defend. And she's out. Then we get encounter cards. First one, the villain attacks you. Not good. In that case, the Hulk defends. And he's out. And then, when revealed, deal damage to each hero. Scheme of 1 and attack of 2. We're both heroes. And then here, Rhino attacks you. If a character is damaged by this attack, the character is stunned. Oh, Bob, sorry. Bob is out. And we pass first player. All right, we're going to request an action over here to make our next card 1 cheaper. This card is fire. Deal X damage to an enemy. X is the amount of damage you sustained, which is 7. So down to 13. Then we're going to flip over as an alter ego action. Spend 2 mental resources to get rid of that. Well, before we go over, we're going to thwart for 2. Alright, we're going to attack to get rid of stunned. Then do an out of my way, deal 3 damage to an enemy. Then recover 4 from our identity. And flip over. End your turn. Alright, Nick, combat training, power of aggression, strength, out of my way, and a skeleton. And over here, I got this, self-preservation, self-control, and stick-to-itiveness. And an encounter card, and shuffle. We've got 2 more coming. Alright, healing factor and more confidence. We get 2 threat. Scheming for base 1, just 1. And scheming over here for base 1, 2. Then encounter cards. First one, this card gains Surge. You are confused. If you're already confused, we're not. And Mutated Soldier, Schema 1, attack for 2, 5 health and toughness. Reactivates, heal all damage from him. And give Rhino a tough status. It could have been worse. Probably shouldn't have said that, but we'll pass first player. All right. I'm going to flip over. Use his ability for an out of my way. So we're taking 2 damage down to 3. We get to play this. It gets piercing, so we're dealing 3 damage with piercing. Gets rid of tough and that. Make our next card 1 cheaper to bring in Nick Fury. Thwart 2, attack 2, 3 health. After your unit is played, choose 1, remove 2 threat from a scheme, draw 3 cards, or deal 4 damage to an enemy. We're going to deal 4 damage down to 6. Then we will attack for 2 down to 4. Then attack for 2 down to 2. Then over here, recover for 8. Or in this case, 6. And after an identity makes a basic recovery, exhaust it to ready that identity. And flip over. And attack for 2. So that's going to defeat Rhino. We also had our katanas to take some damage, to deal some damage, and we also had a way to ready if needed. So that was Deadpool and Wolverine taking on an Expert Rhino with just the core sets and their hero packs. As always, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough, so please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.